temperature tag.
Hello. Another Tuesday, fabulous Tuesday night. I'm so happy to be here with y'all. You can't be doing all of this. We barely in here.
Correct.
Take a seat.
Y'all really about to get put out.
I'm sorry, my baby, I had to bring her to work with me, y'all. Welcome back to another edition of Talks with Tone and Teena. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, Talks with Tone and Teena on YouTube. Make sure you're liking our page on Facebook, Talks with Tone and Teena. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all know I gotta do the motherfucking spiel. What I supposed to be doing? Accepting the tag.
Yeah, so we're gonna get right into the questions. I see Cherie. Hi, Shabay.
Oh, thank you, Beanie. Some say,
See,
but I like it when a sister look out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, well, what we talking about tonight?
Okay, so we have a lot to cover tonight.
And do your hellos.
Of course, I want to speak to everyone. But let me go to it from my page directly.
Should I do this off camera?
You definitely should have did. You definitely should have did that fuckery off camera.
Like y'all ain't gotta zip y'all motherfucking pants sometimes. Shit.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the comments. I see Cherie, John.
Hey Cherie, hey John.
James.
Hey James.
Ray.
Hey Ray, you in the house 2 Tuesdays in a row, girl.
And Beanie. Hi all.
How y'all doing?
Somebody else. Thompson. I guess they'll come up. Okay, so our first question of the night is girlfriends doing wifely duties.
Okay.
Do you agree with that or do you disagree? And first of all, define what you feel like is wifely duties to you.
I feel like I feel like it depends on what you want out of the relationship. Like, first off, some people enjoy doing that. Some people, that's the way that they show love.
Bacon, Keisha Walker.
Hey, Bacon. That's the way some people show love.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Tone. Steve Lewis is in here. Do
What's
not
up?
show your ass tonight, Steve.
Hey, Grandpa Steve gonna be good.
No,
I got
Steve-
faith in Steve.
Steve don't know how to act sometimes.
Steve gonna be great.
Watch your mouth, Steve. Akila is in here. Akila, did I tag you?
Hey, baby.
Okay, Bacon already said a hard no. A girlfriend should not be Bacon.
Okay, but Bacon,
I know you be cooking and making that gravy from scratch and all that for that
Period.
man.
But
So
Bacon,
stop that.
what if you never want to get married?
Daryl.
Hey, Daryl. See, that's why I say it depends on what you want out of it. It's people that really, like me, I never wanted to get married, but if I wanted to marry somebody.
Never wanted to, now you want to?
I'm open now.
Y'all see this?
Sorry, you getting us put out of here. Go head on.
Her dog is here. Who does that?
You getting us put out.
Okay, so
I feel like if you one of those people that never want to get married, then yeah, go ahead and do that's gonna be the motherfucker you be with to the end. Yeah, do your wifely duties. What I consider to be wifely duties. I don't think it's still the age-old cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. I think it's,
hell no.
I think it's being in addition to, like, we're in this together type shit. We're moving as a unit type shit. I think that's wifely duties. And if we ain't moving if we not moving as a unit and you still doing your shit on the side, yeah, I don't need to do any of that with you.
Okay, I feel that this is definitely subjective. It definitely depends on the person, the individual. Wifely duties to me encompasses a lot. It could go from like household chores. That's what people think of when they say that. But it's also like paperwork, building the person up.
Joint life insurances.
Yes, monies together, like all of that. It encompasses a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is a such thing as common law marriage. There are some people that are legally married to Jane or John, but been with Sarah for 30 years.
True.
So, yeah, we know paper, and if he dropped dead, we know all of that. But for all intents and purposes, they're living as, like you said, a unit. They're living as a couple, as one, or whatever you want to call it. So I do feel like if the woman, if that's what she want to do that. But I also feel that a lot of times women, and I'm just going to speak for women because I'm one, a lot of times women take it upon themselves to jump into the wifey role and try to
immediately
do too much. Like everything you do with a mate should be reciprocal.
Yeah.
So if the guy isn't acting in this way for you, you definitely shouldn't act in that way for him under no circumstances. But I understand that women, and I'm not trying to come down on women, but women be hard pressed to be playing the wife role. I ain't never seen a husband, well, maybe one or two, but I ain't never seen a man dying to play the husband role. Every now and again, don't get me wrong.
I was about to say, you got the bitches that's a pimp.
Every now and again.
Crying and
every now and again.
When we gonna spend time together.
But overall, a woman is dying to do it. So if the man is not having that same energy for you, do not have that same energy for him.
Agreed.
So
you sharing a joint account if you ain't married to him?
I didn't share a joint account when I was married to him. I personally don't see no point in that. Now, if we're saving something together to do something or get something, that's fine. But
what about household bills?
If I pay mine and you pay yours, we don't gotta have a joint account. If you're responsible and I'm responsible, I don't see any problem with that.
What about handing your money over to your main?
That's never gonna happen in this lifetime.
I already knew she was
in
gonna
this
say
lifetime, nor the fucking next. I'm not working and handing my money over to no goddamn.
So you're not gonna trust Babe with the finance?
I don't trust nobody with my money.
Me either.
I don't give a fuck who it is.
Me either.
That's period.
Like they be saying, the house got foreclosed, and I don't understand. Bitch, how did you not know the house was not, the mortgage wasn't getting paid? How did you not know the bills weren't being paid?
Okay, Bacon says she do not make her good gravy for no man. She make it for herself and she not sharing.
I know that's right.
I see, who else? Lauren is in here.
Hey, Lauren.
Lauren, I don't know what happened. Tracy she don't care about us no more.
Tracy just
okay.
doing the most.
The question is again, Akila. Mika is in here. Hi,
hey, Mika.
The question is again, should girlfriends do wifely duties? And everybody, what do you consider as a wifely duties?
Is any men in here? Because I want to ask a man, do that matter to them? When a girl automatically come up and she start, now let me take care of this for you, babe. Let me do this. Do you look at her like, you gonna let her do it?
They love some men. They love that shit.
But do you look at her like, this the one I could really potentially be with? Or do you just soak up the shit as you get it?
I feel like a man will take what you do, but that doesn't necessarily mean they see you as their wife. You know what I'm saying?
So you think women doing all that for nothing?
I don't think it's doing all of that for nothing. Like I said, if the man is acting like y'all have a mutual exchange of ideas, thoughts, whatever, then that's one thing. So you not doing it for nothing because you living for now. You might drop dead before you even get to marry him. So you're not doing it for nothing. But all I'm saying is don't overplay your role.
Yeah.
Just don't overplay your role in anybody's life.
I always feel like you need to go off the man's vibes.
Akila says she not doing wifely duties until she become a wife. Bacon said, I'm not interested in marriage. Run me a prenup if so. You ain't coming off of my 20 plus years of my good job. Nope.
I know that's... Bacon, listen.
How long was you married for the first time?
Bacon, I've always said... The people that's rich don't need the motherfucking prenups. A bitch making 60, 70 grand, that's who need the prenup. If you take half of my 100 million... Hello,
LaQuisha.
I'm still cool. Hey, Kiki. But if you take half of my 70 grand, bitch, I need a prenup.
They say that's why Murray dancing all over the United States and the world.
And Nia Long.
Murray got to pay that...
Nia Long back single. But did you see how they married?
Nia Long was never married to the guy.
No, she wasn't.
She was doing wifely.
She was engaged for like 10 years.
She was doing wifely duties without being a wife.
But did you see
Mary was married to Kendu and she has to pay him. So that's why Mary on headlining every other tour all around the world.
She had all the chitlin circuits.
Mary's all over the place and she looks great. By
she
the way.
does. She looks bomb.
Who is that?
But did you see how Wendy Williams?
Hey Mika.
Did you see how Wendy Williams carried the shit out of her husband?
Kevin.
She signed the agreement that she would pay him, and then but the fine print said as long as she's in production with the Wendy Williams show. She hasn't done it in over a year, but she still gave him money for 6 months after that. The bitch on there saying, "Look, something need to happen. Y'all need to give her a show. I need my money."
That video came, but I didn't.
That interview he did.
I didn't want to look at it.
Girl,
I don't give him any energy
at all.
None,
they was basically like, you need to go get a job. You and that bitch need to go get a job.
Mika, what do you think about girlfriends?
Checkmate, Wendy.
Girlfriends playing the role and doing wifely duties. What do you think about that?
But overall, I'm gonna say if your intention is to be a wife, then no, do not do it. If you want to eventually get married, not saying that you want to marry this man because you don't know him yet, but if you want to eventually get married, then I say no, don't do that shit. Why would you let them benefit off of the gifts that you're going to give them once they're your husband? But if you don't care and you want a long-term relationship is fine with you, then yeah.
Yeah. Moving along.
That's what I say.
If y'all have anything to say, hold up. Mika B, because we got two Mikas in here tonight. Okay. Mika B said, I do the most because he will do the most. Okay, so Mika, you're in
matching energy is never wrong.
You're in a long-term relationship but not married, and you do play the wifey type role.
But she basically saying she matches his energy, and his energy is always on point.
Mika Locke said, don't do it. Get somebody else to do that.
Agreed, baby.
Next question.
I got to read up on that.
The next thing is keep your family out of your business. They talk about you too.
What business are we talking? Just general business, relationship business, overall business? What we talking?
It's just
business period.
Everybody has what they feel like they're willing to share. You know, some people are very, very secretive, and some people are very, very forthcoming. So it all depends. David Howard is in the building.
Hey, David. I think that that's true. Everybody got an opinion on everything. First of all, let's be clear. Everybody got an opinion on everything, and they won't even take their own goddamn advice. They got all the advice for you in the world about your relationship, your finances, where you should move. I mean, anything on someone else's life. But bitch, you living in a trap with your baby daddy beating your ass, and you don't see nothing wrong with that. But you got plenty of advice on my life. So I always make my own decisions.
Brittany Smith, hello.
Hey, Britt.
I just feel like,
girl, you're doing too much.
Just the nature of people. Everybody's talking about everybody. Grandmother, you heard your grandmother at the table. Sisters,
old
aunts,
people, the worst child.
Cousins, whatever you want to call it. So my whole thing is, if you want to keep anything to yourself, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
Other than that, the minute that you say it to one person, I don't care who it is, expect that it more than likely then it's out. So that's that. Also, Brown Sugar is in here.
Did you start?
Melody the twin is in
Mel.
here. Okay, Akila said actually it depends if you want to have a healthy relationship, yes, but if you are in an abusive relationship, then I'll let them get involved. What was that for, Akila?
First of all, if they're in an abusive relationship, they most likely won't let people get involved because that's a kind of a touchy subject though. Like, if you're being abused, at some point, I believe that people get into survival mode. So they do, like, some people do find, I'm going to confide in one person in case this nigga kill me. At least one person to know what's going on. And some people just suffer in silence and they figure out on their own how to get out. Or whether they're going to get out or whatever. So that's kind of touchy.
Cherie said, family spread your news like Fox 5.
Child.
Me, just the type of person I am, like, I like to know what's going on with my daughter, like not necessarily to be in her business, but I'm one of those type of parents that I want to be abreast. Yeah. Like you say, anything could be, because people, like, especially like you just said, if a guy knows that your family isn't going to do nothing, if he can get control and a hold of you, he knows, like, okay, well, your mother not going to come over here, your brother not going to come over here, your uncle or whatever, and he takes advantage of that. So exactly. I'm the type of person I want to be in your business in that way because that could possibly save your life.
That's true. But as far as relationships go, I feel like that's the true statement.
Dontria, that dog will not be here. No show moving forward. She lucky she right there now.
Wait, what Dontria say?
I am here. Dontria said, I'm here for the beautiful pit bull being there every show moving forward.
Thanks, Dontria.
She's a whining ass biatch.
Thank you, niece. Zazie, they love you. You're a hit.
Okay, Janelle said, yes, I know. I need to know what's going on, location and everything.
Okay,
she's a mom.
That might be true. Okay, yeah.
And a grandma, too.
But if you're looking at it from a mom perspective, yeah, I get that. But are you going to tell your best friend or your sister or whoever you closest to all the ins and outs of your relationship? Like, at that point, do they get a say? Or do you feel like they'll spread your business? You know what I mean? Like, you got certain people that you're going to talk to and you got people that you're not. Do you feel like involving certain people on certain aspects of your relationship is a good thing?
To a degree.
We're not talking life-threatening stuff. We're talking like regular relationship. Of course, if you're in a life-threatening situation, definitely tell somebody. But other than that.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
And everything people don't need to know, but if you do, I don't see no harm in it. If you don't, I don't see no harm in it.
What about the niggas that always be like, you always got everybody in our business and blah 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 blah? Do you need to watch that?
You do need to watch that, but he has the right to not have his business all over Front Street too. Wait a minute, we have a lot of people in here.
All right. I just wanted to make sure that was recorded.
Karen, someone named Karen Reese that knows you.
Hey, Karen.
She said that she's very proud of you.
Thank you, Karen.
And
you are ruining this for us.
Hold up.
Get over there.
And she's in, both of us are in her prayers. Thank you. I appreciate that, Karen.
Go.
Brown Sugar said, as a friend, keep healthy communications. True friends know when things get shifty. Trust and believe they do.
Girl, that side is not doing anything.
Said she love your outfits on that.
Thank you, girl. I found it at the bottom of the closet.
Okay, so that's that. What's our next question?
Okay.
If y'all have anything to say, anything further, or
always still chime in.
If you ever have questions, you can feel free to send them to me or Tone, and we will definitely.
Did you know we had an email address too? talkswithtoneandteena@gmail.com. You can send your questions there as well.
Okay, so the next question is getting roasted, that's like joning or whatever the case may be, does that help build character, or does that help build your insecurities? That's part one. And then part two, just in the Black culture, is that something that is kind of like normalized? And I got this question because there's several.
That's a good one.
There are several young African guys on TikTok, and they talk about their experience coming to America and how severely they were roasted by Black people and just treated bad. But and a lot of people in the comments was like, that's just a part of life, deal with it, that made you stronger, this, that, and the third. And the guys, I like to see like the transparency from men, because they usually try to act tough or whatever.
Yeah. So
they were really like, no, it really hurt me. I gravitated toward hanging with white people, just stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you come into a new country and you're getting teased for everything about yourself. So is roasting / joning a rites of passage, if you will, in the Black community? Does it build tough skin, and is it necessary? Sue said she wanted to speak on this because she was like, if you call her baby cheeks, fat, anything, she don't have a baby now, but when she do, she said she hate when people call somebody fat Tony or, any of that.
I feel like this question is subjective. It depends on what time of what era you grew up in. We grew up in the era of calling people African booty scratchers, talking about their hair.
They say that people call them that.
Yeah, talking about their hair. Hey, Tiff. Talking about their hair and all that type of stuff. But those same African, Nigerian, whatever country they came from, they are now our good girlfriends at 30 and whatever. Yeah, them bitches fought. They did all the stuff we did, and then they were accepted. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's whatever era. Was it right to do that? No, we was kids, we was stupid, and we was doing what everybody else was doing. They was making jokes like this in movies. We were mimicking things of our time. So I feel like now, is it okay? Now we see they was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to say now we see the repercussions of it. They were fine. They all came out fine. Everybody's still friends with them, whatever. But in this generation, I think it's a little more sensitive. So if you do things like that now, it's going to hurt more. So maybe you should shy away from it.
I think that it isn't just this generation. I was working at my old job, and there was an African young lady, and it's not just like subjective to like African people.
Yeah.
But it was an African
Asian
young lady that worked there, and she was very, very insecure. She was in her 30s, and she had the same story, coming to Maryland, going to school and feeling some kind of way, being teased, treated horrible by Black people. And I also feel like in your family...
Did she gravitate to white people? Or other races?
No, but she's extremely insecure. Like, as soon as you meet her, she's very, like, she's always thinking somebody's talking about her. She's the type of person, you better not even laugh around her, because she think you talking about her, and you might be looking at TV or something.
So y'all fucked her up.
It's just like, I feel like a lot of stuff starts at home. A lot of stuff is put on you by like your mom or your grandma, or they don't even know.
That's true.
They're inadvertently like doing
fucking
that
you
to
up.
you. Yeah. It could be like, you know, you fat. It could be a boy that got titties, whatever the case may be. I'm not saying it like that, but you know, it could be anything. I feel like the African American community, the Caribbean community, anything that they see is like your flaw. Yeah. That's what you're called or you're teased for.
Being dark skin
in the home.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it comes.
You
from
know, you cross-eyed. You know, that's what they call you around the way. Cross-eyed so and so. You got one eye. You cockeyed. Anything. You bald-headed. Anything, and it's a lot of times starts at your house and then it goes on to school, and so it does not make you tough. I don't think that makes you tough. I just think it makes you defensive, and it makes you also a lot of times be very much insecure. And sometimes your parents can push their thought or insecurity about you. Like, you know, some parents, they ain't really pleased with how their child looks.
I don't know.
So I feel like a parent can inadvertently push their view of you onto you, and you might think you look good, and then your mother is praising maybe her other child or another child, her stepchild, anybody. But all of that stuff matters, and so roasting, while people think it builds strength and character, it really doesn't.
You don't find it as lighthearted fun?
No, because if the person receiving it isn't joking or laughing and they're crying, how is that lighthearted fun? Now,
I'm talking about roasting in the grand scheme of things.
Now, if you're one of those people down for whatever, that's fine and dandy, because that's what you want to do. But most of the time, the person on the receiving end, they ain't laughing. Find it funny. They not laughing or whatever.
That's true.
It all depends. And growing up in the hood, if you will, that's something you gotta. You gotta be able to do that. You gotta be trained to go, because that's just how black people work in the hood. You gotta be ready to do that. But no, I don't think that it's lighthearted.
But you don't find that it's more accepting now, like not roasting. Like, people are not really roasting nowadays because they see the.
I feel like people still do it.
Really?
I feel like people definitely still roast.
I don't know though. I'm on the other side. I never got the fat jokes. I was always bigger than all my friends, but I always had like a grown lady shape. So they just thought I was older. But I did get the dark skin thing. Mm-hmm. I saw it as,
hold up, Will in here.
You black bitch. I got all of those. But I just embraced my complexion at some point. I didn't.
Shut up, Will.
So do you find that more people are not like me?
More people are you really can't say, because some people.
I thought most people like me.
People act like it's not bothering them, but they might go home and cry. One time I knew a boy from his mom was from Thailand, and his dad was a white guy, and they lived around our way in Riverdale. And one time he hid in the closet for almost the whole school year, and his mother never knew. She never knew that he was hiding in the closet.
Girl!
This was around Riverdale, and you know, he wore like Jeepers, he wore like pants, you know, he wore clothes that looked what would be considered a mess. Yeah. So of course he lived around Riverdale, so he went to school around, what was it, William Wirt at that time. That was the middle school, and he got teased real bad. So he didn't want to go to school. So every day his mother thought he was going to school, and he was hiding in the closet.
Oh,
and
sad.
One day she heard some noise, and he was in the closet, and she happened to be real good friends with my mother, the lady from Thai, and she told my mother like he wasn't going to school because he was getting teased so bad. So I feel like, you know,
you gotta learn how to fight, babe.
He doesn't want to fight. He shouldn't have to learn how to fight.
You shouldn't have to.
And you should teach your child to leave kids alone.
You can say that, but you can all. Nobody sets out. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but nobody sets out to raise a bully. You can teach your child this is not what you do. Kids are kids. They're like
and most
a
likely
wolf
your child is a mess, and that's why
they're gonna have an insecurity about something. So they just glad that the attention's not on them for once, and they're gonna join in with the Rat Pack. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you gonna have to fuck them bitches up. I'm sorry.
I just don't think you should have to.
You shouldn't have to, but that's the way of the world.
Probably could have. You know, that's how you end up with the killers, the people that go to the school and kill up and shoot up the school. Yeah. So that's definitely not the way. But yeah, so
punch the one with the biggest mouth.
So do you feel like again, in the black culture, it's just that's what we do.
That is what we do, but that doesn't make it right. And it doesn't make it, you shouldn't do anything to intentionally hurt. Like the way somebody look, but I'm saying this at 44. At 20, bitch, I'm joning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to clap back. You say something about me, I'm going to clap back. Mm-hmm. I know everybody don't have a tough skin like we do, so I can't really say that it's a bad thing, but in the climate that we're saying, just leave motherfuckers alone. The way that things are in 2023, when a bitch will shoot you just for saying, you know, talking about their jeans or whatever, leave motherfuckers alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Today is a different day. You tease somebody, you might die right then.
Exactly.
Simone said it starts at home. Bullying can be fixed at home. The bully is going through something as well.
Okay, Simone, if you got a son, right, and you say your son feel like he got a big nose. He got friends.
Keisha.
He got friends. You know, he do well at school. You know, he's never the one picked on. Some people every now and then they say something about his big nose, but overall, he's not being picked on. Then he's with his friends, and somebody walked down the hall with some high waters on, jeepers on, hair flying, whatever. However the dudes are that they joan on, right? You don't feel like your son would be involved with it because for once, they're not picking on him. The attention's on somebody else. You don't feel like your son would join in? Like, that's what I'm saying by nobody intentionally raises a bully.
Okay.
They're insecure. They feel like they just don't want to be, they don't want to be the center of attention. So sometimes, like the Rat Pack syndrome, you know what I mean? Where I'm going to join in just so it could be off of me for once.
Okay, Janelle said, I feel like the black community criticize each other the most.
Yes.
I don't think he would join in. If he did, and I found out I'm gonna handle that, it's not okay, and parents have to correct it every time. But then again,
definitely.
You have to look at the parents. You know, the parents do the same thing. The parents join in.
Talking
the parents,
stupid, right?
You know, the parents.
Or they're laughing.
Yeah, the parents have little smart stuff to say about other kids, even when they pulling up in a bus circle and you know stuff like that. So we can't even look at the parents.
That's true.
For like guidance or you know for reinforcements.
Okay, but she said she don't think her son would join in. Like in that scenario,
she has the next question is, do you have any regrets in life? And do you feel like there are no regrets, just, you know,
learning experiences? I have 2 regrets. One I won't get into, but the other one I've already said is not starting my career earlier than 30 in my 30s. But I do think there is a such thing as regrets. Definitely. Most things I feel like are life lessons, but some things I feel like the things that you can't learn, like you can't turn back time and do something different, then it's a regret. If you can learn from the behavior and modify it and change it for your future, the betterment of your future, that's learning from. So yeah, I think everybody got regrets and everybody got shit they learned from.
I don't have any regrets. Of course, there are things that, you know, have happened in my life that, you know, were unfortunate. Mm-hmm. But I feel like, honestly, when people say, like, if this thing didn't happen, then I wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. I really, really, you know, feel that way. You know, how some people say, it made me who I am, or it got me to the point where I am today. So I don't really have any regrets whatsoever.
But so you just have things that you've learned from.
Yes, definitely. Everything in your life is a learning experience. So yes, I have things I've learned from, but do I regret them? No. Of course, if I could go back and do things differently, hindsight is 20/20. I know now what I would have known. Yeah. So of course I would do them differently, but no, I feel that everything that you do in life brings you to right where you are today.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Okay, Akila said, I don't have regrets, just lessons.
Okay.
Okay, Akila said, my goddaughter told me that a girl in her class told her that she is too short and dark. It's a shame that a second grader have to go through that. What advice can I give her?
Tell her, fuck her.
And my daughter...
go to school and say, fuck you.
Akila, my daughter wrote a book for little girls.
Yes, she did.
To build their self-esteem and, you know, all of that, embrace themselves and their skin tone and all that. I'll give you one. Mm-hmm. You can have one. I'll bring it to you, and you can give that to your goddaughter.
And make sure she reads.
Cooley, what you saying facts for?
Hey, Cooley.
Sharice laughing because
Cooley is saying facts too. Go to school and tell that bitch fuck her.
Cherie laughing at that.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You too short and dark.
Cherie, do you have any regrets in life? Cooley, do you have any regrets in life? Brown Sugar, do you have any regrets in life? Moving on to the next question. What percentage of people do you think are with the partner they settled for? Like they don't really want to be with the partner. They don't really care to be with the partner, but they have settled. And what do you consider settling?
Just what it is. You take this motherfucker. You could take him or leave him, and you just took him because it wasn't no better option.
I like that, Cherie. Okay, Cooley said no better. People settle because they have no better options or what is the best option.
Yeah.
Brown Sugar said 90% settled. Yes, yes, yes.
I'm going to say 90% too. Okay, so everybody got that. So at some point in y'all life, right, have y'all ever been fucking with a broad or a dude that he just keep calling you? The nigga that you really want to call, the bitch that you really want to call, she ain't calling right now. So you just, I'm going to go ahead and talk to him real quick. And then that turned into a few months.
You have a baby by him.
Girl.
And, or whatever.
That's what happens.
That's just scenarios.
And that's settling, right?
Yes.
But would you settle for a husband? I think settling during dating is cool, but husband.
I don't think settling in any part of your life is cool.
No, I'm talking about
not even in a relationship.
To bide the time?
No, I don't think so.
I don't feel like I've settled on any relationship I've had. Anything that I wasn't really feeling, I just let it go. Like I'm gonna fuck with you for as long as I want to, and then I'm gonna let it go.
Okay, we have some comments. Cherie said adults are ignorant as well. A grown ass man in Walmart asked my autistic son, why was he looking at him?
Are you serious?
It didn't end well though. Shaking my head. Cherie,
I already know.
I would have went the fuck off,
baby.
Like, bitch, are you?
Who the fuck are you talking to?
Brown Sugar said settling isn't cool. It always comes to an end.
That's what I'm. Okay, that's my point.
Janelle said because they don't want to start over.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like a major key, because another lady on my page today wrote, why if your kids are grown, why stay in a marriage that you don't want to be in?
Yeah.
Because, the first excuse people use is the kids. Then the kid's grown now. You don't want to be with this person. He don't want to be with you. You don't want to be with him. Why stay? And I feel like that's the number one answer right there.
But that was my question with marriages too.
Starting over.
Why not end the marriage? Because people keep talking about financial. And
I feel like people worry about what other people think. People that see you together for God knows how long.
And I think people stay together for money too. Like you really I've been with him 30 years. I'm not gonna leave him and not get his pension. So you're gonna be miserable for 20 more years just to get a couple of dollars?
Or you might die before him.
Period.
So, hey.
Oh, he might leave you, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I no, when I'm saying settling, I mean like just to bide the time. Like you in between relationships, he talking to you, he cool, he don't get on your nerves.
Do you think that men settle more or women settle more?
Women.
What do y'all think on that? Women settle more?
Women, most definitely. A man gonna never stop pursuing what he really want. He might keep this broad. Okay, I can't say that on here, but I'm gonna give a scenario. There's a person that has a relationship with somebody. Mm-hmm. When the person asked the person I know about, like, do you love me? How do you feel about me?
Lakeisha said she about to settle.
His response was, I can't answer that right now. So if you ask a man, do he love you? And he say, I can't answer that right now. What's your next step?
He doesn't love you.
And what are you going to do from there? Because obviously you love him if you brought it up. Move on. Okay. So this person is getting to the point now where he like, I mean, she the last bitch standing, so. Mm-hmm. But would you take that man?
I'm just the type of person, I want to know for a fact that you unequivocally are head over heels with me. If I'm not going to settle for you, or I don't want to be your consolation prize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be your consolation prize.
He feels the same exact way because he's been stringing this person along for 30 years and he's still holding out. Whereas a woman, she gonna try to lock the person down. If he's talking marriage, he got enough financial.
A woman to buy the ring, a woman to push your ass down that goddamn aisle.
Yeah, not only that, even if he's saying the right stuff and whatever she's lacking in her life that she wants, if it's financial, if it's somebody to help her take care of these kids, whatever.
They just want a man.
Somebody that want a man. They're gonna go ahead and lock that bitch down in 6 months or whatever. A man will drag it out 30 years.
I agree. Okay, we have a comment.
All right.
Janelle said women definitely settle more than men.
Hell yeah.
Will said women settle more. Will also said when can he DJ over here?
Never.
That's not gonna happen.
Never.
Tank is in here. Akiva
Hey,
said,
Tank.
I'm glad that you're doing what you do. Love Tone Streeter because your pieces are amazing. You have quality clothes.
Thanks.
You are an inspiration to young children that want to make clothes.
Damn, thank you.
She should probably go to just do a little class at the boys and not the Boys and Girls Club. The PG Parks and Rec. Yeah, go to the PG Parks and Rec and try to get a class going around your way. I'm her manager /
she is
or everything. Okay, Lakeisha said okay, we not reading your Chuck Schumer comments. She said she wants what she wants. Brown Sugar said men will wait it out if his basic needs are met.
Girl.
Cooley said a man can have dealt with a lot of women but only marry one. That's a decision, not a settle. Cooley also said, I don't agree with settling. Cooley also said...
Cooley, you might be right with that.
He said, I don't agree with settling. You gather all the information and you make a decision. I feel like settling, I feel like most men do, like you said, like...
They gonna drag it out.
Or they feel like, okay, I've been with this bitch for a minute. She keep pressing me out. Hey, I don't really want her. I got other bitches. I'm gonna go ahead and marry her. That's to make her happy. And I've heard that married men been married for not even 30 days be like, I did this to shut this bitch up.
Oh, I did it because she wanted to. I
did that shit for her and she paid for everything.
And most dudes, that too. A lot of dudes too that's in situations like that.
They'll do it. Make him an MC in a sweatsuit like Dapper Dan.
Well, you're not getting shit. I feel like most men that do that too, they also, it's like, it's no other woman waiting in the wings. It's just, I know I ain't going nowhere. I don't necessarily want to marry her, but she jive making me.
Okay, Janelle said I have and will never do it again.
What?
But you forced the man down the aisle. You feel like
Janelle.
And
how did that turn out? Put that in the comments.
Or paid for the wedding.
Not how did it turn out, but what did you regret about it? Like, give us a synopsis and tell us what you regret about it.
Yeah, we all have a story.
Do anybody have a scenario where they settled and it worked out?
No. I mean, it worked.
Because they say you learn to love people.
I feel like you got what you wanted, but I feel like people are unhappy. And, you deal with it.
Because it's not what you want.
You deal with it, but that don't mean you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You deal with the cards you deal yourself, but that's not what you want. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're still seeking someone, obviously you didn't get what you wanted.
Exactly. You're not happy at all. I feel like if you're looking outside of your marriage, I don't feel like you're happy at all.
I agree 100%. Okay. The next question is it's not a question, it was a statement. Somebody said, let's be happy in private. What people don't know, they can't ruin. What's your thoughts on that? I'm going to read it one more time.
Okay.
Let's be happy in private. What people don't know, they can't ruin. What's your thoughts on that?
You go first.
Okay, y'all know me. I'm very unorthodox. So when people write this or people be like, oh, keep your business, I got it. Okay. Keep your business to yourself because people, I don't care to keep anything private if that's not what I want to do. If you want to keep something private, keep it private because that's what you want to do, but not because of what somebody else thinks.
What are we talking, relationships or just
it could be anything. It could be anything in life. Like why when something's going on happy for you, why are you worrying about what somebody else's take on it is? You know what I'm saying? People can't ruin what they don't know. Like I feel like your focus is too much on other people and you're focusing on the wrong thing. You over here, keep your focus that way. You should never be worried about what somebody else thinking, saying, doing, feeling, or any of that as it pertains to you.
I feel like there's truth in that statement. Sad to say, we got natural born motherfucking haters. We got people that don't ever want to see people succeed. We got people, they'll say, I got a new car. Well, it's just a 2021, a 2022, it ain't a 2023. You know, you got people that naturally motherfucking hate.
Would that bother you?
No, but I'm going to keep that to myself because, bitch, you a hater. Why would I share anything with your bitch ass? I would just rather you see me shine.
I'm not saying like share it with a particular person, but this statement this statement was keep things private, like keep whatever private. Period.
I don't feel like accomplishments. Well, this is what I say. I really feel like hopes and dreams, things that you're working on that's in the works, that should play in the background until it comes to fruition. I truly believe that. Even outfits that I do, I'm not going to show you. And
can somebody ruin something for you?
Yes, because I love the fact that I did this thing and you shitting on it. Depending on you didn't ruin it for me, but you just made me feel on a happiest of an occasion. That's like somebody coming to your wedding. You happy as fuck at your wedding, and somebody show up and be like, well, girl, you know he gonna cheat on you in 2 years.
I feel like that's harsh.
Bitch, fuck you.
That's harsh, and that's true. But
people do it.
Okay, but I don't feel like somebody.
If you always have something negative to say, if I share anything with you, why would I keep sharing stuff with you?
I can understand that if an individual person is acting like that towards you.
Yeah,
I can understand that. But just in the
what do you mean, like sharing things on social media for regular people to say?
Yeah, like you said, it could be anything. I just got engaged. Keeping that private just because how would you allow someone to ruin that for you? How would you allow someone to ruin your engagement? Somebody that's not a factor to you. If somebody's a non-factor, they should not be able to ruin anything for you.
Well, that's what I was about to say. It will only apply to people I know because I wouldn't give a fuck about what somebody I didn't know said or, bitch, I'm going to share my shit. Obviously, you do give a fuck because you took your time out to comment. So, obviously, you do care. I don't care about a stranger, but if like my sister or every time I tell my mother something, by the way, my mother's not like that. But if someone that's near and dear to me, but a stranger, no, I'm gonna share my shit.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And I'm gonna tag you when I post my ring and all of that. If I said yes and you hate, bitch, I'm gonna tag you in everything involving my wedding.
Cooley said, "Tone keeps it real." LOL. Her statement be on point. Brown Sugar said, if you're sharing joy for self, no one can ruin it for you because it's not about others. That's more or less how I live my life.
That's true. But people gonna try, girl.
Cherie said, I agree with you, Tone. Akita said, people rather see you down than up.
Yeah.
Because people will show fake love in your face but talk about you behind your back. But that's on them. That shouldn't be what you're focusing on when you're in a joyous occasion. But the last thing I'm thinking about when I'm doing something joyous is somebody going to be in the background hating on me. That's just not my thought process. That's why I say it will only apply to people who are near and dear to me. I never think about what somebody else is thinking when I'm posting something or if I'm going through life. I never think about what the next person's thinking about. Okie doke. If y'all have any more comments on that, please chime in. If that is, let's be happy in private. What people don't know, they can't ruin. What's your thoughts? The next question is unpopular opinion. Not all mothers enjoy motherhood. What's your thoughts on that? Of course. Lakeisha says she never cared what anyone thinks. Cooley said people don't have that type of power over me. No. Raphael. Especially no strength. Ew, where you been, nigga? Raphael said, hello, ladies. Where the hell have you been, Raphael? I swear, we ain't seen you in a few weeks. Cena isn't here. We ain't seen Cena in months. Hey, baby girl. She always somewhere partying. Right. These people got lives, girl. Even on a Tuesday night, they got lives. Okay, so like I said, unpopular opinion. Not all mothers enjoy motherhood. What's your thought? 100% correct. I think not only does not all mothers enjoy motherhood, every single mother don't enjoy motherhood 100% of the time. Sometimes you look at them and be like, bitch, why the fuck did I ever, like, get the fuck. Call your daddy. One of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think every parent goes through that. I think sometimes people have kids for the wrong reason. Yeah. I worked in a mom and baby program, And, you know, a lot of times some people have it, you know, to try to hold on to the father, to fill a void in their own life, you know, for a myriad of reasons.
Yeah.
People have kids that aren't necessarily, you know, wanting to really have a child.
Right.
And, you know, when that happens, they usually, sometimes they have postpartum depression. Sometimes they just don't bond and attach to their child, and it's really quite normal for a mother not to bond with her child right away. People just think because you carry the baby for 9 months and it's your baby that you automatically are madly in love with this baby and eat, sleep, and breathe that baby, but that's not how it really works. So yes,
that's very true.
There are people that are mothers that don't enjoy motherhood, that regret being mothers.
And there's also mothers who, like you said, had a baby for the man they were with, to keep the man that they were with, and then when the relationship ends, the relationship kind of ends with the child too.
Yeah,
you still stand in my house, but I have no relationship with you. And we know, you know, several situations like that. So I feel like that person, they're doing their duty because they birthed this child, but they're not in that child's life. They're not a mother. They're just basically housing them.
And it is hard being a parent.
I'm sure.
It's definitely hard being the primary caregiver. It's definitely hard when you already have stuff going on in your own life. Mental health issues, financial issues. You may be handicapped. It's a lot to life, period. And also, God forbid, if you got stair steps, you know, you got 5 under 5 and all of that. It's a lot of work. Cena says she's going to South Africa on Thursday.
All right. Safe travels.
Akila said, I absolutely love being a godmom. It's the best thing ever. When I'm down, I look at my beautiful children. I love how they love them. I thank God for blessing me with them. No regrets. Akila,
but you
no
can give
shade,
them back though.
No shade. Being a godmother,
you can give them back.
Being a mother is not the same thing by a landslide at all.
You can
they're
give them the fuck back.
You don't have to give them all. You don't have to if they're sick or colicky. I mean, it's just so much.
No, at the grand scheme, if you don't have the money to provide for them, their parent can.
Yeah, it's not the same.
That's not a worry for you. But I get what you're saying though.
Okay, so if y'all have anything to say about that, feel free to write it in the comments. The next question. Half of the men in the area can't survive financially without a woman. Agree or disagree?
I hope to fucking disagree.
I agree totally.
Seriously?
Yes.
Most men only got half the rent in the DMV.
Most men cannot survive. Most men, if they did not have said woman, they would not have said what they have, housing, whatever the case may be. And it is I don't
agree with that.
I got this from universally. Somebody wrote it like just all over. Somebody wrote it all over the country. But I just put it to the DMV, and I can just list 10 women that I know that they're the force behind what is, you know, what you see before your eyes.
But I think the surroundings is what you basing it off of. I think in the grand scheme of things, of everybody in the DMV, we one of the wealthiest. First of all, we rank in the top 5 for black enterprise and black people having their own in the DMV. DC ranked top 5. So I find that I think when you're looking at your surroundings, and then you got to look at your job too. Your job sends you. Not saying that you're biased, but your job sends you see the worst of the worst.
Yeah, but it don't have nothing to do with my job. And also, it has something to do with, even if the man is quote unquote upwardly mobile, he most likely got child support. So again, things are falling financially.
Not at our age.
Yeah, and at our age.
Most people our age, they're kids in their 20s now.
Most people our age got kids in their 20s, and then they got kids that's 8 and 9 and
That's
10,
true, but they got one.
That.
They got one. So you really think if he making $100,000, this child support for this one kid is really stopping them from paying the rent?
It's not about the rent. It's financially overall.
What's the most important thing?
Rent is not the most important thing in everybody's, situation. Some people don't even have rent. But
that's true.
Some people don't have mortgage or whatever. But wait a minute, Raphael said, I know dudes personally that this is to be true. Brown Sugar said most men can't survive without the woman they are with. It's very, very sad. It's a fact.
I don't agree.
And
I feel like most men in the DMV are holding their own. We're not ranked top 5.
We have I think we do have some great men
I feel like
the DMV.
Y'all are speaking on a small amount of people. Now, unfortunately, we are surrounded by this small amount, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just the same thing as like how a lot of people, not saying anybody on here or neither one of us, but a lot of people believe that everybody in the world live like us. Everybody in the world experience racism. Do you know most countries don't even experience racism but the USA really believes that people live like us around the world. We're that arrogant to think that. So I think our small community is having us believe that black men cannot do and living off of whatever. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not true.
I think that black men definitely can do. But I also believe, wait a minute, Brown Sugar said child support has left them owing big time, even if their kids grown. Raphael said no survival skills, leadership at all. Eddie North said it can work both ways. Some women need support from men as well and vice versa.
True.
Cooley said that's so not true. Money, job, house, car is regular life. That's regular life for some people, Cooley. And some people that have those things,
exactly, Cooley,
it don't belong to them. It belongs to the woman that they're with. Or
that's true
if
too.
If they break up,
he ain't got shit.
That's what this is saying.
No,
period.
I agree with that. But what I'm saying is there is men that live like that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is we are subjected to a small amount of people. I have 2 brothers
and they're very upwardly mobile. So I'm not saying all men.
We never speak in completes. But what I'm saying is what we're surrounded by is determining our stance on this. If you look at the grand scheme of things, if you look at all of the stats in the DMV, black men winning, black women are winning.
If I look at the
public
stats
knowledge
in the DMV,
and they're not living off women, and they're not living off men.
If I looked at the stats in the DMV, I would. I mean, there are. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to come down on men. There's plenty of men that's doing the damn thing.
Right.
But if I look at the stats in the DMV overall, like I said, if today or tomorrow the man and women separate, the man will be left, on his own or with nothing because the woman has acquired things, and it's not all, but it's more prevalent than it's not.
So what we're saying is, when they split up, she leaves with everything that's in her name, even if it's his shit, and he leave with everything in his, he's going to be looking stupid. He's going to have nowhere to live, nothing to drive, basically going to have a job. That's what you say.
Brown Sugar said, what's the income bracket you're speaking of, Tonette? Cooley said you have men that don't handle business and those that do. I'm
not speaking of any income bracket, Brown Sugar, because you can make $30,000 and make that shit work for you. You can live in a motherfucking studio. You can rent a room and that shit working for you. Everything that you got, you pay for. So I'm not speaking on any specific tax bracket at all. But I've read an article that said we are the top 5 with entrepreneurship, with 6-figure salaries and people upward mobility for jobs and shit. The DMV, DC specifically, is ranked in the top 5. They didn't say what their income was. They say entrepreneurs and people upward mobility.
And
so I don't know.
Cooley said you have men that. Okay, Cooley said no. Men have all that when they are single. It's plenty of single.
Exactly.
It's plenty of single men that have that, but in the grand scheme of things, like I said, this post was written for around the U.S., but I just put it to the DMV, and I believe it to be very true. Even if a man is like working and he does have great income or whatever, a lot of times I feel like a man still will not leech off of a woman, but a lot of times women in this area make more money than men. Period. Mm-hmm. Should the length of a relationship be a factor for staying together? People often confuse the length of a relationship with the foundation built during that time. We kind of touched on it a little bit in that other question.
The previous one, yeah. But no, I don't think a length.
Hold up, I'm sorry, Cooley. Please put the statistics in the comments.
What Cooley say?
He said men make more income statistically. Put in the DC metropolitan area. Statistically, please put the real statistics up. Don't start saying statistically and you ain't ran no data. Brown Sugar said, I agree about the DMV overall, but given the question, I think men would fall off because women handle money differently.
We got some irresponsible ass bitches too, though, brown sugar.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? They take their rent money to go to Miami just like the niggas do. So, I don't know what about.
The dudes ain't even...
Okay, read your question one more time.
The question is, should the length of a relationship be a factor for staying together? People often confuse the length of a relationship with the foundation built during that time.
I don't think a length of time should ever determine whether you stay with somebody or not. That has nothing...
Eddie agrees with you, Tone, because he wanted to put women into this category.
What?
And it wasn't about women. Oh,
the length of time?
No. Women,
the previous question?
Women, yeah. We didn't put women into that, Eddie. So, of course, you're going to agree with her because she said women out here trying to do whatever. And you had said that earlier in the comments. Anywho, moving along.
She coming for you, Eddie. I think that, no, a length of time should never, ever, ever determine whether you stay with somebody or not. What in the fuck does that have to do with whether this person is treating you right today?
I feel
he could have been the shit back in 95, and now in 2015, he treating you like garbage.
I feel like people use the length of time as like bragging rights.
Yes, absolutely.
We've been together since we was 12.
But you got married people hitting this 15 years. That's just 15 years. He treated you like shit, bitch. He got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and y'all been together 15 years. Girl, do you want credit for that? It should never matter. Never, ever, 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 ever.
Yeah, I think people do get hung up on that, and I think the length of time you've been with someone usually kind of like makes you stay with them.
And people be like, I want to throw away this. You gonna throw away 10 years? You threw it the fuck away.
People did all of that. People did all of that to me, you know, when I got a divorce and people had their 2 cents to say.
So did the time have any bearing on your decision?
No, none. Not at all.
I agree.
Not at all. And, you know, I'm on an older like page, like I'm in the older algorithm on TikTok, and some women be on there, they might be like, I was married for 30 years, I was married for 41 years, and this is the happiest I've ever been, you know, since
after they left them.
Yeah, because they stayed with them for the kids, and for, you know, back in the day, that's what you mostly had to do. You had to stay.
Yeah.
There was no other, you ain't have a lot of choices. So, but
we got options today, baby.
I don't encourage anybody to leave or whatever. It's not like I'm glorifying leave. But I just feel like if there are reasons that you feel like you're not happy with staying, why are you staying? So yeah, the length of time for me did not play any part. But when people hear how long I was married, they always like, oh, when you left and y'all had a child. Yeah, we still got a child.
I think that's the only determination. If you got a kid, you really you have somebody else to think about. So that's the only thing. But the length of time, absolutely not. I don't give a fuck if I've been together with you for 30 years, bitch. You start treating me like shit, I'm leaving. Without a second thought.
Yeah, okay. Cherie said no, that doesn't matter, the length of time. Brown Sugar said that's the settling part. No time.
Yes, girl.
No.
Brown Sugar, you're dropping knowledge tonight.
You have wrote something on my page too, and I know it was like 5 in the morning, so I never went back to look at it. But what was that about? I can't remember what I posted that day, but you had wrote something. I don't know if it was about that guy. I can't remember. But anyway, she said in marriage it's a hard decision to leave. And I know you're married now. Is this your first marriage or second?
You're going to get us put out.
And Eddie said that's why I don't count. If you are here when I wake up, congratulations, we made it.
Damn, Eddie.
He don't even count. He just be like, okay.
Congratulations, we made it another day.
I just feel like everybody bases everything on like the conventional, you know, conventional thoughts. You know, everything is based on that with everyone. Like what it's supposed to be or what it's supposed to look like.
Do you feel like in this day and time people still think about time?
Yeah.
We've been together 40, we've been together 25.
I know so many people that are in horrific toxic relationships, but you know, when they get where they gotta put on like a happy front, then it's, oh yeah, we've been together since whatever, but they can't stand each other. They don't even they don't even be in the same room in the same household.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that a lot of women stay
this is her first marriage. Okay. Oh, you talking about that guy, the chef? You talking about him?
Do you think that a lot of women, I'm specifically saying women because men typically don't do this. Do you think a lot
men
of
do
women,
all that shit?
No, with this. Do you think women typically stay with the man that won't marry them because of time?
Yeah, that's a part of it. Anything that involves codependency, you're going to,
Like, I've been with this man 15 years. He's still. I've been wanting to get married 10 years ago.
I'm used to him. Yeah. I know his ins and outs.
No, but not like that.
Nobody knew.
Not like
or
that.
Like she waiting around. Like she better get her.
Yes.
Yeah, they do that too. Women do that. Women do that. They get beat up. Women do that. That gets financially abused. Where she's doing whatever for the man. She still stays because I want my lick back, if you will. Like I want to pay back. I didn't endure all of this, so I gotta. And that time may never come. He's not gonna leave
me to marry somebody in 6 months.
Yeah, that time may never come for her. That's why you can't live your life based on anybody else.
And that's why you can't wait. I feel like a person, I do believe the saying that people know whether they're going to be with you, whether they're going to marry you or whatever in a certain amount of time. It don't take 20 years to figure out if you wife material for him.
The teacher at Wise, that's who you was talking about, Brown Sugar.
Who?
We could talk about that. Okay. It's a good little topic. DeWanda had asked me to talk about it too.
Anyway. Okay. Sounds like a kiki.
Cherie said people die holding on to nothing. Mm-hmm. Cherie, that's the word.
That's the quote of the day, baby.
I might put that. Y'all know how I do my little thing with the candle and my words. That's gonna be. Let me screenshot that. That's gonna be my next thing.
Cherie might make a clip.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next thing, and I'm gonna put Yon LaVoice under it.
But I would suggest, don't nobody put your life on hold for nobody else. If that's not what you do, what you want to do for that moment, and if that moment ends, go on about your business.
Okay, the thing that Brown Sugar was talking about was a teacher at Wise High School out in Prince George's County, Maryland. Mm-hmm. It's like, let me stop acting like a journalist. Okay, a teacher at Wise, he was sending a picture out to his students.
Yes. It was a man?
Yeah. Oh, shit. And he sent out a screenshot. And if you have like an iPhone, like when you screenshot an image that's already in your library, a lot of pictures at the bottom, whatever pictures is next or in like sequence or whatever, they're down there. So he sent this picture out. What you're really supposed to do is like crop it just to the regular picture and not all those ones at the bottom, because I done had some at the bottom. So anywho, he sends it, and of course you know how kids are. Somebody zoomed in, and it was a penis picture.
But she tapped his phone. She tried like airdrop the picture to herself.
The girl?
Yeah, they said she got to his desk and tapped his phone.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that's what I saw. She tapped his phone and then shared it with everybody else.
I thought that he sent out an email and it was a file.
He did, but she tapped his phone. They said a student tapped his phone.
Tapped it and did what?
Like, he sent the email out, but the how it got to the students was a student tapped his phone and shared the picture with everybody, like they're the students.
That's not my interpretation of it.
What was your interpretation?
He was sending it out to the kids, and that was on there. I mean, it's on my page.
The kids was emailed?
Yeah, it's on my page.
They said a student sent that picture.
I don't know.
Okay, we gotta look it up.
Right.
No, I might not, because you watch the news and I don't, bitch, so you might know better than me. Okay, so what did they do?
These phones are dangerous.
They are.
They say he started crying and,
the
basically going into convulsions.
The teacher?
Yeah. Sir, clean out your desk.
Go ahead and pack your shit in that box, nigga.
Erase that shit off the board. Pack your shit up. Get your Twizzlers and all the little shit you like.
And get the fuck on.
And go ahead. You're out of here. Bye. I just feel like he needs to go to like another town. Like,
I mean, it's an honest mistake, but yeah.
He'd get another job.
And I'm sure that they would give him a recommendation, but it was an honest mistake.
I mean,
he gotta get fired, but
I don't think they would give him a recommendation. You know the English teacher that you was cool with, just put her down as
your supervisor.
Put her down as your supervisor. Y'all know how it go. Don't put down the real principal or none of that.
You don't think they did give him a recommendation?
Just put down.
What if he was an excellent teacher, but
just put down Miss Smith? that could be considered child pornography.
It is.
And although
because you sent it to children.
And although he said it was a mistake, some people are very sinister, and he could have did it purposely just as well.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and put Miss Smith down as your reference. She was your supervisor. Do not put down.
Let that shit go.
Don't even put down PG.
Don't put down Dr. Cordo.
Just say you was working at a homeschool or something like that. Don't put that shit down.
Shit. Yeah, he's basically fried. I hope he ain't from here. He gonna have to move somewhere else.
Oh
He
my
might get a
God.
private school.
The Wanda said he showed his junk in his trunk and they know he not packing. So that's another thing. He humiliated as well.
Why was you sending dick pics with no dick to pic?
She said he should have been more careful. You're fired. Done. Honest mistake.
Yeah,
he's really a good teacher and guy. Brown Sugar said. And
that's what I'm saying. It was an honest mistake, but he gonna have to get fired.
I do empathize with him, but that's just protocol.
That's like you said. It could be that it was not a mistake and you meant to send it to some kids because you a pervert. You know what I'm saying? You can't really.
Yeah,
he bust
really
out
know.
crying and shit, but maybe that's because he got caught.
Yeah.
You never know. So he gonna have to get fired. But yeah, go ahead and put Michelle down as your supervisor and move on with your life, baby.
Yeah, my English teacher, she wrote in the comment like, he'll get another job.
I'm sure he will.
He just got to go somewhere else.
But goddamn, and then you ain't had no dick to pick.
Wait a minute. Oh, I think we had one. Oh, we did have another question. What are strategies you use to resolve conflicts? I know you've been saying you've been working on things.
I used to use yelling and swinging on a motherfucker. Yeah, I used to yell and then swing on a motherfucker. I don't do that anymore. Mine is basically ignoring it. If it's nothing I feel that needs to be addressed, I'm going to ignore the shit. You just talking out the side of your motherfucking ass and everything don't require a response.
Akila, child pornography cannot be taken as a mistake or taken lightly. If the school would have let him stay there, the parents.
Oh no, he can't stay.
Like no,
he definitely can't stay. Cause like I said, it was we're saying it's an honest mistake because he's conveying it as an honest mistake. He could have intentionally sent that shit. Pedophiles are designed to live amongst the regular people. Yeah. So you don't know whether he's saying like that he accidentally sent it.
Grooming.
Yeah, he might have tried to figure out who was going to bite and text him back. You never know. People are fucking crazy and they're weirdos out here. So he definitely needed to be fired. But if it was an honest mistake, do we want him to move on to another school?
He can do what he wants. If he's not arrested for it, he can do what he wants.
It needs to be thoroughly investigated. Let's just say that. But yeah, that's how I used to deal with conflict. Now I feel like I can tell because I deal with people that deal with me. So I can tell when you trying to get me to fuck with you, or you trying to goat me, or when you're trying to actually tell me some things that I don't want to hear. I have learned to accept the things that I don't want to hear, and it's coming from a loved one, so they mean well. So take heed and listen to what you're trying to better yourself. So listen to what another motherfucker got to say. That approach has been working for me good.
Jawanda said,
I guess swinging and cussing motherfuckers out definitely wasn't working, and it's not gonna work.
And how is that resolving anything?
It resolves it for me because after I say what I gotta say, you done. But in the grand scheme of things, I've cut off relationships that I maybe prematurely and I feel like that's the immature way out. So I can't keep doing that. Things that I did in my 20s are not going to work for me in my 40s, and I learned that. And it took me 20 years to learn that.
Jawanda said, agree to disagree in order to keep moving.
I do a lot of that too.
I feel that, of course, of course, one of the first steps is effective communication. Like you said, hollering, screaming, fighting was not going to get you anywhere. So you got to do that. You have to definitely be an active listener too. You can say your piece quietly, and while I'm quiet, but we can't both argue and battle each other. So say your piece while I say mine. So listening, and then coming to a happy medium, or
agreeing to disagree,
a conclusion. And we're different people, so we're never going to always agree. So
I had to learn that too. It's okay to agree to disagree. They don't have to come to my side. I don't have to persuade them to my argument.
Oh, we not frozen no more.
We're not? I don't have to, convince you to come to my side or think I'm right. It's not important to be right all the time. Those little things I had to learn.
As you got.
Yeah, because I'm like that. I got, especially if I know some shit and you told me the wrong shit, and I got the proof right here. It's important for me to show you the proof. Now it's not.
You just let them have it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Brown Sugar said ignoring is it is best, or addressing one-on-one people with crowds have extra unnecessary courage.
Girl.
That's true.
See, that's what I'm talking about with the kids in the Rat Pack, Brown Sugar. Sometimes the Rat Pack will make you jump out there and do some shit you ain't trying to do.
Yeah, and you know, I just feel like you should always address things if you have an issue, because when you don't address it, you kind of just let it's just bubbling and bubbling.
Yeah.
And then as soon as something goes down, you bring out everything that you want to say,
Yes.
or that you should have said, you know, prior to. So
let me ask you this: do you feel in any situation, is there any circumstance where it
that's true too. Sheree been on her shit tonight.
What she say?
Saying less means more. Had to learn that.
I had to learn that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any situation for y'all too? Is there any situation where turning physical is the response?
Unfortunately, yes.
Agreed. You can get your ass whooped now.
Unfortunately, yes. I mean, it has to happen sometimes. It has to.
Point of view. Is that a point of view? I don't feel like a point of view should ever come to blows.
So, Tate, you can't speak?
Hey, Tate.
Go ahead.
I don't feel like a point of view should ever come to blows, but I do feel like there is certain situations where
sometimes you just can't help it,
and you gonna knock
even if you try
out.
to really restrain yourself and try to be quote unquote professional.
Yeah,
all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
and all of that goes out the window
because this bitch got you fucked up.
Yeah, a lot of times like dealing with your children. You know, when your children are
because she got you fucked up,
and you know stuff like that. So
she thinks she run the house,
but you shouldn't try to. You should try to avoid that. You know what I'm saying? If you can, but sometimes you cannot.
I think in 99.9% of situations, the best bet is to always keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
But that point one,
Eddie said it shouldn't be. Men don't fight no more. They kill. Conflict resolution is very necessary. I agree with that too, Eddie. And Jawanda said we too old to be throwing hands.
Girl, you ain't never too old.
This isn't even always about a relationship with a man when we're talking.
No.
This could be somebody did something to my son, and I'm going to try to resolve it, and one thing lead to another, and I'm out there swinging.
I'm talking about any situation where somebody got
everything
you fucked up.
Everything in life is not about a man and a woman.
Yeah, I feel like some people in any situation, somebody can have you fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you said, you messing with my son. I'm trying to out there talk to you like an adult. You're out there being a child. Bitch, I'm going to be a child with your motherfucking ass. Because you took it too far. You know what I'm saying?
Then if they got nothing for you buck playing in the background,
Period.
I'm a swing.
Period.
Okay, Sheree said, coming from a mother who would swing at any given moment, it's what I learned. As I got older, some people want you to react in an ignorant manner.
Yes.
They know how to push your button.
Yes. And especially, oh my God, Sheree, especially in a time right now where social media is so prevalent, people want to make videos that try to
record it.
Yes, and get you to record you to make you look like you the black Karen or you're the aggressor or whatever.
That's what everybody do.
People
everybody
do that.
Go viral. Yeah.
So it's just to go viral. So especially in this day and time, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
Yeah. Okay. That is about. I think that's it too.
What's your
question? I
question?
saw your daughter at the airport today. Her question was kind of like, we have talked about this in the past, and I told her, and then I had brought up a kind of another similar part to it. She said, should your child pay rent if they're in the house after 18? And then the thing that I saw said, you have to take care of your child for life, not just when they be, not just when they're a kid, like even when they're an adult. So.
Okay, for one, you don't have to take care of anybody for life.
Hell no.
That's a fuck no.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. At some point, if you taking care of your child for life, if you taking care of your child for life, then they're never going to be an adult. But I don't think it cuts off at 18. I feel like when your child is an adult, a real adult, you're not an adult at 18. You just graduated high school. That's it. You're not an adult though. You don't even know who Pepco is or who the water people are. You know what I'm saying? You're not an adult. But when you graduate college, when you get out on your own, when you start running your own life, I feel like you're an adult. I'll still be there to catch you when you fall, for the most part. But you're basically 90% of your life you're handling on your own. That's being an adult.
Because there seems to be a myth that African Americans, well, I just call us black people tend to throw their kids out at 18, and other cultures tend to
Nurture their child
cultivate their
until-
child. And the child stays at home until they finish all of their formal education, and then they go right into buying a house and having all this money. First and foremost, most of the time in a black community, the kids are pressed to move out because they swear to God
They grown.
on their 18th birthday that they grown.
Yep.
So a lot of times they're pressed to move out. So they waiting for you to get into it with you.
Right.
I'm grown, I can go, or I don't have to, they're pressed to leave. That's for one.
And a lot of
I
parents
done-
try to talk their kids into staying until
Yeah,
they buy
I
a
done
house.
seen-
You did.
I just seen fit when my daughter moved out. She was 21, and I was very sad. I did not want her to move out.
But you
because
tried to talk her
I
into
feel
like,
like she wasn't ready.
and you tried to talk her into like wait, save some money, and buy a house instead of getting an apartment. She wanted to leave.
I worked with a lot of black senior citizens, and guess what? Their kids always live with them.
Who wrote that paragraph?
Always. Miss Lonnie.
Hey, Miss Lonnie.
Set your child up to be able to take care of themselves. I'm not charging mines. They help out with bills and stack their money up to move out and purchase. Keisha said 22 or 23. I'm 22 or 23. What is that? Putting your child out at that time? Jawanda said, well, Pepco, WSSC, and Washington Gas are robbing me.
Girl.
Okay, I just don't. I mean, everybody is different. I just don't agree with an 18-year-old paying bills at that point in their life. I mean, if you possibly
Y'all bitches gonna pay.
get them to pay a cell phone or get them to, even if you say every month put $200 in your every pay, put $200 in an account for yourself, and you get to the point where they have one of those accounts where they can't take money out. You both are on it. They can't take money out unless you are there. That kind of thing. But and you do want to teach them responsibility, like Ms. Lonnie said, because they got to get to that point.
Right.
But I feel like as soon as they turn 18, their birthday was in June, July 1st, they paying half the rent. I just don't agree with that.
I think that I disagree. I feel like fuck 18. I feel like whenever you get your first job, you need to start paying
What if
a
you don't
bill.
get your first job until you're 22?
You're not gonna live with me at 20.
You gonna put them out?
No, you never gonna live with me at 14 or 15. You gotta live with your daddy.
When,
Go
they gotta
down,
work when they 14,
go down to
15.
Popeyes. I worked at 12. Go down to Popeyes or whatever.
I worked at a very young age.
But the bill, no. Realistically speaking, I say my kid ideally I would want to have a job by 16. By 16, he or she will be responsible for a bill. He or she will be responsible for their car insurance or something. You're not just gonna willy-nilly spend your money, because that's not teaching you to save anything, and that's teaching you that the world is free. It's not. So no, you're gonna pay a bill, bitch.
At 16.
At 16, you're gonna pay a bill. Oh, and I would definitely do what my mother did to me. My mother charged me rent when I came home from college. She charged me rent. Now I didn't know it at the time, but when we eventually moved out, she gave us the money back to buy our living room furniture or whatever furniture we needed. But we didn't know that. We thought she was using it for the bills, and we came to expect to give her that money every month or every 2 weeks or however she had it set up. So I think paying bills for a child is very important, and it teaches stability.
Cherie said if you can pay for a 3.5, you can.
Period, Cherie.
You can select a bill to pay.
Period. If you got $450 for a BMW when you 19 to drive, bitch, you can put something on the light bill.
Keisha B said usually 22 or 23, they are finished college or trade school and
Yep.
working in some capacity. Jawanda said not rent, just a contribution towards a bill.
I will pick a bill for them to pay.
Then it said they gonna pay.
Period. Well, Dennis, we know they're gonna pay at your house.
Dennis a softie, please.
Dennis is, when it comes to those sons, he is a softie.
I did her hair. Phyllis said she loved your hair tone.
Thanks, Phil.
Shout out to me.
Shout out to
It ain't
Javon.
yeah.
What?
Anywho. Eddie
are
said I had
shady,
to give my
bitch.
father commission for living in his house. So Eddie, at what age did you? Because we always hear stuff from a woman's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
At what age did your father make you start paying whatever you had to pay? How much was that, and how old were you?
Is there anybody in the audience that has never had
Dennis,
to pay?
Dennis, your son don't pay.
Is there anybody that never had to pay when they was growing up? When they got their first job, their mama and daddy didn't ask them for a damn dime. Their money was all theirs to spend.
I didn't. I got my first job at 14. I didn't have to pay nothing ever.
Okay. Pam never charged you a dime.
No.
Pam ain't never said, give me $20.
No. And then I started staying with Karen. She never charged me. She gave me her whole place up London Woods.
I was about to say, you had your own place.
I had a whole townhouse. and she didn't even live there.
Okay, but that
and then I went and bought groceries, and she got mad at me.
No, but that was beneficial to her though because you were staying there with her child. So of course that was your payment. You was babysitting.
But at that
you
time,
was out raising a baby.
By that time, Chinch had connect. She just had her house and she just understand it.
Okay, so that was rent free. You right?
But I was always very responsible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always took care of myself.
Yeah.
And I was always very responsible. So you know how some people think, oh, if you didn't pay bills and then you just did whatever. I always took care of myself. Nobody had to teach me anything.
That's true.
In that way or anything like
That's
that.
Very true. Okay, so
everybody's different.
I'll go with that. If you got to, because you were even at 16, 17, you were responsible. I mean, you did take your scholarship money and throw a party with, but bitch, for overall, that bitch threw a cabaret. That bitch was lit. I think half the audience, Sheree, like you there?
Addison Road Firehouse.
Girl, it was lit. So I mean, but in the grand scheme of things,
don't tell nobody that.
In the grand scheme of things, she was responsible or like the adult. So I was
literally,
But if you got a child like Sue.
Okay, she had her first job in high school, 16.
No, but I'm saying, like, Sue has no concept of. She does now because she lives on her own. So, but that was like that was like somebody throwing cold water on her. But she went from your house to you doing everything for her to her own house where she had to do everything for herself. That was like somebody throwing cold water in her face.
She had a lot of struggles.
Right, but do you feel like that you prepared her for that?
No, I didn't.
So you still would think you wouldn't charge her?
No, I wouldn't. I would just do things differently.
Like what?
Like, okay, I would just get her to save her money. That's one thing.
How would you get Sue to save some money?
Like I just said, we would open up an account together, and every pay she would have to pay X amount or X percentage.
Okay.
And things of that nature. But it wouldn't be just, get your money and do whatever you want.
Or I hope you saving.
No,
it would be something like a checks and balances type thing.
Yes,
okay.
She would have to be definitely, everything would be accounted for.
Mm-hmm.
Nakia is in here. Hey, Nakia.
Hey, Nakia.
And Jawanda said, not the scholarship funds.
Girl, that party was lit, Jawanda.
I'm embarrassed. Okay, Keisha B said, I was married and on my own by 19. I would die. I would not want my child.
You was somebody wife at 19, Keisha?
Raphael said Wi-Fi and water bill. They love Wi-Fi and 2-hour showers with the music. Make them pay the Wi-Fi and the water bill.
And the water bill is every 3 months, so they can handle that.
Then it said his son has to pay his cell and his car insurance after I buy his car. That's going to be very high. I would never make a child pay their car insurance when they get their first car.
Okay, their car insurance will probably be $300 or $400, and they probably make maybe $1,400 a month. Maybe. They can't pay $300 a month.
Maybe not. But I just feel like car insurance.
$5 an hour give you at $1,600 a month. And minimum wage is $16.
Yeah, but he might be working part time because he does other things.
Okay, so let's say $1,500 a month.
Cherie said if they don't pay rent, at least teach them to be responsible. Correct.
You can't by not. Only way you can teach them about to be responsible financially and prepare them for how the world's going to work is to charge them money.
Okay, Keisha B said, yep, I was a wife and mother at 19, married for 15 years.
Girl, how
Kudos,
was that?
girl, kudos.
How what?
19, you churning butter and making cloth diapers at 19.
That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't imagine.
How the fuck was that, though?
I couldn't imagine that.
Was that a life lesson? Did you love it? Did you hate it? It was,
y'all.
Okay, so if you missed any portion of this show, make sure that you catch it Thursday on Talks with Tone and Teena YouTube. Make sure you're liking our page.
And wait, Keisha B said,
respond to some of our questions, and also share the video, and also tell your friends and family about our channel and subscribe.
The show at 8 o'clock, Raphael. And I have told Tess, where's Elle? Has he been watching? Because Tess told me that you come home from work, she be sleeping.
And we love it.
She be sleeping, she hear Mirror Tone voice. We love it. We love it. And
keep tuning in, Elle. We're going to have you as a guest one day.